Hi, I'm Ruben.
And I'm Erica.
Today, we will be giving you a tutorial on Google Classroom.
So today we'll show you the teacher's perspective and also the student's perspective in Google Classrooms.
All right, let's get into it. Google Classroom is an application made by Google that supports collaboration between students and themselves as well as the teacher. It also helps organize student work as well as allowing for a plethora of communication. So, in the age of COVID and where a lot of teaching is done online, Google Classroom is the perfect thing to help organize our educators and our students. Google Classroom is generally free to use for the individual. However, for it to be used in schools or universities, there may be a license that needs to be purchased. So you should check with your administrative department to see if that's available to you. So, here we go. We're going to be looking at the teacher's perspective of Google Classroom. We're going to start by looking at the dashboard where you can see all your classes. So if you look at the top right, under plus, you're going to see join class or create class. So you can actually be both a student and the teacher. So if you wanted to create a class, you would just click create a class. It will ask you if you're using Google Classroom at a school or a university. In this case, we are not. We're going to continue. It's going to ask for your class name, section, subject, and room number, all to be decided by you, the teacher. But we already have a classroom, so we're going to go to that one. So here you can see ANG 1300, our fictitious English classroom. So you can just start by clicking here. By the way, you can see what's due tomorrow and other days. So that's a great way to see what's due. So here you're going to start by opening the stream. Now the stream is sort of like a social media happenings of what's going on in the classroom. You can see when the teacher, me, would post something, students can comment, I can reply, I can ask questions here. So next we have classwork. So just at the top here, you're going to see the class work overview, and you have a couple options here. So you have the options to view assignments, you can create assignments, and here I've created topics to help organize like major assignments, the midterm. Something I do want to mention is this is also where you can find the class drive folder. As you can see here, this is everything that's kind of shared. Each assignment is organized according to the folder. So you can see the journal entries. I have them in the Google Doc format, so that's a great tool right there. So without further ado, let's look at one of the assignments. So I had created a journal entry here. So I click journal entry, then view assignment. Here I can sort of see everything that's happening, who handed in things, who didn't, are things marked, because as a teacher, you don't necessarily do it all at once. This is a great platform to help you organize that. So we're going to go ahead and look at an assignment from Rick A. Here you can suggest, Google Docs will be in suggesting mode. I'm going to just move myself. You can see the rubric in case you forget what you're looking for. Select one that's appropriate, add in the marks. Everything you need to grade the document is in the document. Perfect. So let's go back. So let's look at what that assignment actually looks like. So you're going to go to instructions. This is kind of where the student can comment. This is what the student sees, but we want to edit what the assignment actually looks like. And this is what it looks like. So you have the title, you have the instructions, and the rubric. That's essentially what it is. So just to get more hands-on, let's actually create one. From the classwork tab, you're going to go to create, and you can create a quiz, which will create a survey type document in Google in the G Suite, or assignment. So let's go ahead and create our assignment here. So let's pretend it's presentation on ants, just for an example. So you can create that shared Google Doc in Create Docs. Make sure that if you have a collaborative document, you want multiple students to be able to access and edit it. So change it to students can edit the file. the name should update eventually. And we want our students to name, so you can do a table. I'm not going to take too long on this. You can select the points here. Maybe it's out of 20. Due, maybe in a week. Topic is major assignment, and a rubric. So to create a rubric, it's going to ask you for a title, points, level title, and description. So maybe A is worth 20 points. It's going to be called A, student fulfills all requirements, etc., etc. You want to go for B, maybe B is 15 points. B, it's up to you, you're the teacher. But for time's sake, I have one already made. My rubric is already made. I'm going to go to rubric. I'm going to go to reuse rubric, and I'm going to use the one I used for the journal entry. There you go. And you can see that rubric. It's all made here. It's not that detailed. This is an example, but that would be what the rubric looks like. All right, and I go ahead and I click assign, and we're good to go. Lastly, we have the people tab. The people tab is just everyone in the class. Very straightforward. Marks, you can also see students' names here. The assignments are on the top row. Kind of what you'd see in your normal grading sort of sheet that you would have in the classroom in person. So that's it. Let's look at the student view.
Okay, so the stream is pretty much the same as if you were the teacher, and the students are exactly the same. So now we'll go into classwork. So in classwork, you have the Google Calendar, which helps the student to see when things are due. And you can also find a calendar right here under calendar. So you see for today, for tomorrow, you have an assignment where is the journal entry, or you also have the midterm. You can also find a to-do list. Right here on the to-do list, you have what is due for this week, next week, or later on. You also have missing if ever you did not hand in something, or done, you have right here what is done, and you also have the grade. So if you go back into the classroom, classwork, so now we can go and check on view your work. So like this right here, you'll be able to see what the student has to get done. On your left, you have all. You also have assign, which are the assignments that you have to hand in. Return are the ones that you've already handed in, and you can also find the grades. You can also see the teacher's comments, and perfect. And missing, it would be if ever you did not hand in something. So right now we see presentation on ANS, which we have to hand in. View details. So right here you see the instructions that the teacher left for us. You also have a group document. You would go and check. You would have to write the group name. Perfect. So we gave the teacher the names for our group. We'll go into slides, and we'll have to create the slides, share it with the students, and then when it's done and ready to be marked, we would hand it in, and from there the teacher would correct it.
So how would you use this for ESL or other classes? Well, we know in English as a second or foreign language, collaboration is key, and Google Suites and Google Classroom is the king of collaboration. So that's that on that.
Also, Google Classroom could be used for dropping videos to watch, and there could be pre-task, during task, and post-task activities that the teacher could suggest. At the same time, the teacher could put in the class notes, the PowerPoints, and also some lectures that the students will have to read.
Exactly, because it's basically the class itself. And not only that, there's a ton of useful features. You don't just need to upload or use Google Suite. You can upload any attachment. It does have Google Drive with it. So with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in and watching our YouTube tutorial, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.